Most bankers aren't ready to help you until after their third cup of coffee. But with Central National Bank's after-hours service, you don't have to wait for the bank lobby to open to get help. You can contact us from 6 to 8:30 in the morning or from 5 to 10 in the evening, and we'll connect you to a real, live, local person who can answer questions and fix problems 7 days a week. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. Member FDIC.
White trash fight all through the night, deep in the heart of Texas. The trailer park is nice and dark, deep in the heart of Texas. That drinks his brew and he spits his chew, deep in the heart of Texas. The TV blares, but no one cares, deep in the heart of Texas. Here we go!
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to
Wow.
a King of the Hill Rewatch podcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm Rusty.
Rusty, we have almost made it to Christmas.
Almost.
This is our special Friday episode. When you're hearing this, it's going to come out December 23rd.
Yeah, December the 23rd.
So it's Christmas Eve. Eve. Strawberry scented.
And we're at the couch.
We are.
We're not in our normal setting.
Video studio. If anybody can see us
Yeah,
live,
live. We're on Twitter
Hello.
right now, live.
So today, we're going to continue our tradition of going over some minor characters.
Yep, we're gonna knock out some minor characters here on the King of the Hill character list.
These are all going to be Sousa-Newson phones.
The Sousa-Newson family,
Sousa-Newson phones.
not to be confused with Sousa, Pete Sousa,
Sousa the Nufaphone.
the Sousa-Newson.
All
Isn't
right.
that what is it called? The Sousaphone?
The Sousaphone, yeah.
Pete Sousa, not to be
Not
confused with
confused with Pete Sousa or
Pete
the
Sousa
Sousaphone
or the Sousaphone
or Dr. Seuss.
or Dr. Seuss.
Right,
Okay.
right. These are the Sousa-Newson phones. These are the ones who live next door to Hank.
Yeah,
They moved in,
the Laotians.
episode 3, 4, something like that. It was really early.
They moved in really early, but remember the tidbit of trivia was they were really supposed to be there in the first episode, but they didn't want a rush of characters in the very first episode, so they delayed their entry into the show
Oh, yeah.
to the third episode,
Yeah.
which was the one about the one with the doggy or something.
Yeah,
the dog
it was,
runs away.
West Shelty.
Westy Side story.
Westy Side story. There you go.
Yeah.
So the first one on our list is Kong Koi Khan Sousa-Newson phone.
Okay.
Um,
Say that 5 times fast.
now in Laotian, it is a bunch of characters that I can't read, so I'm not going to even attempt that.
Yes.
This character is voiced by Toby Huss,
Toby Huss.
who does several voices.
Yeah, he does. Toby Huss is longtime Cotton Hill voice as well. He does Cotton Hill. He does, of course, Khan. He also does Joe Jack, M.F. Thatherton,
Wow.
Coach Kleehammer, and Ernst.
He does what? Randy's dad?
No, not Randy's dad.
Enos is Randy's dad.
Eunice.
Not
Not penis.
Not penis, not Sousa.
Not Sousa-Newfophone or not Kleehammer either, which is a funny sounding name. Ernst. I don't know whoever that
Ernst.
is. Ernst. Yeah.
Ernst. Okay.
But yeah.
So this is Khan. Kong Koi Khan Sousa-Newson phone. Voiced by Toby Huss. He is Hank's materialistic, arrogant, and rude 41-year-old Laotian next-door neighbor.
Real weird guy.
He is. He's Min's husband. Big fan of 80s music.
Yeah, he
we
likes
see
80s
that
music.
later.
Yeah.
He's Connie's father, and
Somebody's got to.
Yes, and he is the main antagonist.
80s pop music was terrible. Was it? Am I the only one that feels like that way?
You are.
I am. 80s pop music was terrible.
It said he was born and raised in Laos until he immigrated to Anaheim, California, before the events of the series took place. Then he moved to Arlen during season 1 due to problems with their previous neighbors. He believes he's better than new neighbors, often referring to them as hillbillies or rednecks, despite not knowing what they actually mean. That is very true. He does not know what those terms mean.
No, he doesn't.
He frequently boasts of his superiority to others and dreams of being more successful than Ted Wasanasong. Ted Wasanasong.
Well, speaking about rednecks and hillbillies, back to that real fast.
Yeah.
I watched a documentary.
Called Rednecks and Hillbillies?
It was similar to that, along those lines. But it was about how sometimes just because your accent, you're perceived to be dumb by how your accent is.
Sure.
So there was a woman who had a doctorate, and she was from like the Appalachian Mountains. And she said that she masked her Appalachian voice, and she tried to talk with like a regional, accent instead of something super localized like the Appalachian Mountains. So she would try to talk with a broader accent, and because people would treat her like she was dumb or dumber than perceived to be just because she sounded Appalachian.
Well,
so it's one of those preconceived things. Like Texans, like some people I know outside of Texas that can perceive somebody with a southern drawl as somebody who might be a little slower in thought as well.
I think we've talked about this on this show before, but this is not the voice I was born with. I practiced very, very hard as a child to change my voice. I did not want to be perceived as Texan or from any regional district.
And you know what? I had a British accent up until puberty.
Really?
And then when puberty hit, now I sound like whatever the hell this crap is. But I used to have
balls dropped in your.
I have
your
a
accent
northern
dropped.
English. I had a northern English accent, Manchester accent.
That's crazy. Despite Khan's arrogant attitude, he seeks approval and friendship from his neighbors who are accepting of his ways, and that is very true.
Yep.
He previously worked for a defense contractor that manufactured composite ceramic armor, but he was fired for spilling company secrets. After a string of job failures due to his attitude, which forced his family to move to other locations in the U.S., he found a new job in Houston, which forces him to commute. Upon reconciliation of the story of how Min and Khan met, it is revealed that he was formerly a rebel and playboy whom Min chose over straight-laced intellectual her father set her up with. In one episode, Khan shows that he is trained martial artist while getting into a fight with a few rednecks. In the episode Just Another Manic Khan Day, which I'm not a huge fan of that episode.
Yeah, no, that's a weird one.
It is revealed that Khan has bipolar disorder, which was also briefly mentioned in the earlier episode Lost in MySpace. It's revealed in the episode 3 Days of the Condo that Khan has a brother also living in the U.S. with a family of his own.
You know that Khan episode that you don't like.
Yeah.
That's the second
I mean,
to
it's
last
fine.
episode.
It's just but it's one of those that they played after the show was supposed to be over.
Yeah, that was one of the ones that was in syndication. The one that never aired.
Mm-hmm.
That was in that group of shows that didn't air.
Yeah, I'm just not. I don't know. It seems like it.
No, I agree
It
with you.
seems a little preachy.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
So, but Khan is a great character. I don't think the show would be the same without him. He fits that trope of the wacky next door neighbor, and I think the entirely Khan and Min themed episodes are not as good as when they just show up and say something goofy or that kind
I
of
don't
thing.
know. I kind of disagree. There's a few.
Really?
There's one of my favorite episodes that is a Khan-centric episode, and it's the one where he goes to the bare knuckle fighting episode.
Yeah.
Where he thinks he's a failure at life, so he starts hanging out with rednecks and then becomes a fighter. I really,
one where he fights
really liked that episode a lot because it had like the whole like encompassing arc of him feeling inadequate, him going to hang out with lesser people because he feels inadequate, and then
Gotcha.
almost losing his family.
Yeah.
I like that whole like arc and then his redemption at the end. I like that one. I don't know.
It's amazing.
That's
in
one of the
22
Khan
minutes
episodes I
what you
like.
can do.
Yeah, it is. Well, they show, like I said, like Wes Archer and his animation direction.
Yeah.
I say it all the time, but again,
Oh,
I'll applaud it
Wonderful
again.
job, yeah.
All the episodes that he touched, you could see just like there's a lot of cinematics.
So staying in the same house, we now have Min, Susan News and Phone. And I'm going to try my hardest to pronounce her entire name, but it is Min, Susan News and Phone, Ni Hexumalayasbrath. I'm sure I'm not even close. But it is HEXUMALAYASABRATH. So I know the last part is Brath, and the first part is Hex. That's all I know. The middle part got lost. This is voiced by Lauren Tom. Does Lauren Tom do other voices
Oh, that
on the show?
NEE means maiden. So
Okay.
that would be her maiden, whatever that
Hexamulalakbrath. Sure.
whatever that is. Yeah.
But Lauren Tom, does she do other voices on the show besides
Lauren
Min?
Tom.
While you're looking at that,
Let's see.
Min is Con's wife and Connie's mother. Min is a 38-year-old housewife who enjoys making rude comments about the neighbors, particularly Peggy Hill.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
So Amy Wong, Futurama.
Uh-huh.
She voices Amy Wong.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
The Asian character on that.
Sure.
She does Connie
Oh, does she?
as
She does
well as
Connie
Min.
as well.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
She does
Never
Amy
been
Wong's
seen in the room together.
mother as well.
She does whose?
Amy Wong's mother in the
Oh,
show,
okay.
Wong
Yeah.
Inez.
Yeah.
She also played Julie in the TV series Friends.
Oh, okay.
I
don't know who
I
Julie is,
can't
but sure.
correlate that. She also it was Ross's. It was one of Ross's flings.
Oh. Before the monkey or after the monkey? It doesn't
My
say.
sister will answer that for us. She'll tell me because she's watched all of it probably
I
40
love the monkey.
times. My sister is a TV fanatic,
Oh.
so she's watched all of like Seinfeld. Like she's
Yeah.
went back because she's not from it. She's born in '96,
Right.
so
She's gone back and
she's
caught
gone
up.
back and watched like so much TV. So she gets all the pop culture just because of the amount of TV she's watched. She can name actors and actresses and
Your sister
TV
needs to do a
shows.
Friends podcast with us.
Yeah, she does.
I would love to hear that.
yeah, I'd like to hear that too.
Min's father is Gum Na Hexamakabrath, a.k.a. General Gum. She sometimes has a snobbish attitude towards the neighbors, referring to them as
I wonder if
hillbillies,
they-
rednecks, or dumb monkeys.
I wonder if they pronounce these in
I don't
in
know.
the show. I wonder if they say any of these.
Yeah, I don't ever remember them saying
I don't remember 'em.
Hexamulabrath.
I don't remember any of that either. They might
Yeah.
though.
So she is overall a more understanding parent and better neighbor than Con, which I do agree with. She certainly is. She is a crack shot with championship level skills, and at one point she had joined Dale's Gun Club, exerting a positive effect on its members. She is highly competitive, going so far as to cheat on the New York Times crossword puzzle.
Who's this?
Min.
Oh,
Still
Min.
on
We're
Min.
still on Min.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like her husband, Min grew up in Laos, where her father was a powerful general in the army who was not happy with her decision to marry Con. That's an understatement.
Yeah.
She once told Nancy Gribble that she didn't grow up oppressed. Rather, because of her father's high-ranking position in the army, she was peasant's worst nightmare, which that's a lot, implying that she was a bully in her youth. She once taught Bobby some of the Laotian language. What do you think of Min?
I like Min.
Do you?
The humor that they give Min, like
Yeah.
the writers, the writing for her,
Yeah. Mhm.
I think is awesome.
Yeah.
It's always. It reminds me of a Southern grandma,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like, "Oh, sweetheart."
Oh,
you
she'll
know?
say like "bless your heart."
Yeah,
that kind of
bless
stuff,
your
but
heart.
she says
It's
it in her
that-
way. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the bless your heart stuff
Yeah.
that you get from the Southern grandmas. You know, when you're acting a fool, that's what it reminds me of when she's throwing snide stuff. It's like, oh yeah, we're having a baby, but aren't you 17?
Yeah.
That kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she finds a way to take every celebratory moment and kind of like,
turns it into a backhanded compliment.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
but aren't
Yeah.
you 17? You know, that kind of thing. Yeah.
All right. Next on the list, we got Connie Sousa News and Phone Jr.
Connie Sousa Newsom.
She is an American-born 13-year-old daughter of Con and Min. She is one of Bobby's best friends, and for a time his girlfriend. She is a violin player, an A student, and general overachiever, pressured by her mother and father, who hold her into very, very high standards.
Which again, that's another trope, a stereotypical trope on Asian parents.
Oh yeah, sure.
Being how they are, because it's the humor they use that a lot in the show. And it is funny sometimes how, but it reminds me of kids I went to school with, not necessarily Asians, but just kids in general that I went to school with that had parents that it was like they weren't successful in their youth, so they tried to live vicariously through their kids. It's like screaming at them. Oh, it reminds me of like Tim McGraw on Friday Night Lights, where he tapes the ball to his son's hands.
Right.
Like, now you're gonna hold the ball, that kind of thing.
Right.
Like, what does it really matter in the grand scheme of things if your kid doesn't perform as good at something, as long as they try?
They imply pretty hard that she works so hard because of Min and Khan, but I honestly think she does it for herself. Like, she is a perfectionist, and I think she blames the pressure on her parents, but I think she really kind of does all that for herself.
I think that a lot of the pressure is on herself too, but also in a sense, I feel like the artistic expression that she desires to be able to express in her music, like when they go off to Branson and they do the bluegrass, which is that's peak King of the Hill. Love that episode. Can't wait till we hit that episode. But like, she doesn't get to really express or explore a lot of that musical creativity because he wants her to practice Brahms.
It's just so tough though that she's named after her father. I mean, because he wanted a son. That's nutty.
Yeah, that is. It's tough. It is tough.
Watch us fight all through the night, deep in the heart of.
All right, next on the list is the big one, Doggy Con. It's their West Highland White Terrier.
Oh, okay.
That is all the information I have. Now, the dog did, like we said, the West East Side Story.
Yeah.
That's when Doggy was introduced, and they say one of my favorites is when Hank is trying to figure out what the dog's name is, and she says, "It's Doggy." Well, yeah, I know it's a doggy, but what's his name?
Doggy's his
really
name,
good.
you jackass.
Really
yeah, it's Dog.
So the dog pops up every now and then. Is the dog there throughout the entire series?
As far as I know, yeah. I mean,
from what I remember, nothing ever tragic happens to Doggy, right?
There's always dog-centric episodes.
There
is a few, though.
In that there is that one where they think they're eating dog. They think that they've cut up Lady Bird and we're eating them and stuff. And
oh
they think
shit!
that the
Yeah, I
dog's
remember
gone
that.
too.
Yeah, that was terrible. Yeah.
All right, next is Ted Powell, Susanusen Phone, voiced by Lucy Liu. It's Connie's criminally inclined cousin and Con and Min's niece from Los Angeles, and the main antagonist in Bad Girls, What You Gonna Do? She was sent by her parents to stay at Con's for a semester because she stole drugs from a street gang.
Q-bag.
She attended Tom Landry Middle School in the meantime. She seduced Bobby and tricked him into creating a meth lab by pretending to help him with
I remember that.
building a candy machine
How
for his
many
science
shows
project.
have 3 drug-centric episodes where they're oblivious to what
It's
they're
true.
doing?
There's a
you
lot,
have the crack fishing episode. You have
And
Bobby
that's so
cooking
early,
meth.
too. That one's
That's
so
really early.
Yeah.
And then you have Bobby cooking meth, and then you have the episode where Peggy was smuggling in drugs to the jail through her whatever she was doing, the jail stuff she was doing.
Hey, that's really timely what you're talking about there. Did you see the lady in the news here locally? She was with a gang of like 3 other guys. They had this thing where they were smuggling drugs into the prison through Bible pamphlets.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So they would take the pamphlets and soak them in the drugs, and then they would dry them out, and then take them to the thing, and the guys would lick the pamphlets. So she got caught.
Praise him. Yeah, amen.
So she persuades him to
That's wild.
to build a
licking acid off of Bible pamphlets.
So
They'll do anything to get a high, won't they?
She caused Bobby to make a meth lab, and she was telling him he was building a candy machine for his group science project, and then she persuaded him to steal propane tanks from Strickland Propane to complete it. That was when that was rough on Bobby. Tidpow was caught by Connie, and she was sent away by Con to Wisconsin to work on her last uncle's dairy farm at the end of the episode because of her criminally inclined nature. There, her uncle told her she was on her last chance, and he was the last relative left in America. Any more trouble would see her shipped off to live with her grandmother in Laos.
All the way to Laos.
Girl's in trouble. She's a trouble girl.
Yeah, she only was in one episode, but yeah, everybody knows who Lucy Liu is. The
Oh, yeah, the comedian.
Charlie's Angels.
Yeah. All right, next.
She was a comedian?
No, I'm
Oh,
confused.
I was supposed to
Whenever you
say.
said everybody knows him. Leoma, Susan News and Phone, voiced by Amy Hill, is Khan's mother, Min's mother-in-law and Connie's grandmother. She is the only person on the show who addresses Khan by his full name. So there you go. She does say it.
Oh, Lucy Liu, sorry. She was in Ally McBeal. That's the worst.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Yeah.
remember. Which, if Ally McBeal, for those of you who don't know, happened to be a really
It was a
good
great show.
that only
It's a great show.
lasted for a really short
I think it was
time.
like 2-3 seasons. Yeah.
98 to 02. So if you missed out on Ally McBeal was the CGI dancing baby that you see on the internet.
Ooga chaka.
Ooga chaka. Ooga.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep, that's it.
That's it.
So Leoma is the only one that says his full name, which that answers that question.
Leoma
from
Susa,
earlier.
yeah, the paternal grandmother.
Yeah. She's kind and hardworking and enjoys housekeeping. She is disliked by men because of her criticism of men's houseworking skills. And she is one of those backhanded compliment people. Very
Yeah.
much so.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so nice. I wish it could be nicer. That kind of thing,
Well, she's an older woman
Yeah.
and
She's
a
single.
mother.
Single also.
Well, she's single, but she's an older woman and a mother.
Yeah.
And anytime a mother sees somebody taking care of her, specifically son,
Oh, sure.
in TV shows, they're always
Yeah.
like that. Like my favorite mom, I guess you could say that was like like that, did offhanded crap like that, would have been Everybody Loves Raymond. Marie.
Oh, yeah. Marie was fantastic.
That was great.
Yeah,
I
that's good
love
stuff.
that. Yeah,
That's a great back and forth.
that's a great show. Yeah, it's a great show.
Status Conscious Khan is
The only show that was produced by Worldwide Pants Productions.
Oh, that's true. You're
yeah,
right.
it's the only
You're
TV
right.
show.
The status conscious Khan is horrified when Leoma, bored and unwanted by her daughter-in-law, becomes the Hills' housekeeper, and even more horrified when she begins a love affair with Bill Dutry.
Yeah, that was a gross episode.
That is a gross episode. They really get to it. Leoma has not been seen since her first episode, with only a mention of her being made in the succeeding episode, mainly because the creators nixed the original plan for her and Bill to become a regular couple, preferring for Bill to remain his usual single and miserable self.
I just don't understand how Hank and Peggy were able to pay her an affordable salary.
No,
That's
I
the-
don't know.
It says right here, proposes being the maid for the Hill family in exchange for
Yeah.
an affordable salary.
Yeah. No, I don't know where they got the money.
Man, Hanks.
Well, maybe it's
Big Bank Hank.
Well,
The term came from somewhere.
Well, it's Bobby's meth.
Oh, it's the meth.
That's where they're making all their money.
Yeah.
Bobby's meth.
Breaking Bobby.
Breaking Bobby. That's
Yeah.
right. All right. Next
Well,
on the
there
list.
you go. That'd be a great story. I wonder if we're gonna find. I wonder if the AI generation is
I
gonna
would-
generate one of those.
I would bet that is a fan fiction episode already out there somewhere. Next on the list is General Gum, who we talked about earlier, voiced by James C. He's Min's father, Khan's father-in-law, and Connie's grandfather, usually referred to as the General. His full name is Gum Not. He appeared only in the episodes "Pour Some Sugar on Khan," in which he visits all the family, and "Father of the Bribe," in which Min recalls her courtship by Khan. While he shows great affection towards Min and Connie, he dislikes Khan. He served under several Laotian dictators and was put on trial for war crimes at The Hague.
Yeah, he's
He's a tough one.
a tough one, and he was voiced by a guy named
James C.
James C.
Mhm.
And to look him up and see what he was involved in.
Did he not meet Ted Wilsadasol? Didn't he meet Ted Wilsadasol? Right?
Oh, Gum.
The general?
Uh,
Wasn't there an episode? Wasn't that the same episode where he met? Didn't he meet them? I'm pretty sure.
I can't remember. He's in 3 episodes. Mentioned in one. So, Father of the Bride, I'm with Cupid, and Pour Some Sugar on Khan, the episode you were talking about,
Right.
which is actually season 12, not season 13. So
Okay.
no, I was wrong. It's not a part of the.
Not a part of the last one.
It's not a part of the last season where they were
Huh.
all released in syndication. So retract that before Artie fact checks me.
Don't get us, Artie. All right, we have one more on the list.
Yeah, I
and
don't see him. I don't see where he met him, but he might have.
Well,
Ted Wilson.
we've got Ted Wilson.
But the James C. guy or whatever,
Yeah.
he was known for Jackie Chan Adventures,
Mm.
and he was also
That was a cartoon. Did the voices on there.
But not only was he just a voice on there, he was the title character voice. He voiced Jackie Chan in that
How
TV
crazy would it be to have a show named after you and have somebody,
Somebody
else
else
do your voice?
voicing
Yeah.
it. Yeah, and
That's
he was
nuts.
in Avatar: The Last Airbender as well for some episodes. Stillwater.
Stillwater. What is that?
I'm guessing it's some animated. Yeah, it's Apple animated. It's kind of nice
Yeah, I don't know
animation.
that.
I don't know that one either.
It's got a panda in it. I won't watch it. So the last one on our list, also voiced by James C., is Phonswan Susanusaphone. I'm probably not saying that correctly, but it's Phonsawan. Phonswan Susanusaphone, the nephew of Con and Min and the cousin of Connie and Ted Powell. He primarily speaks Lao.
Phonswan. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Phonswan. I don't know anything about him, honestly. I don't even really remember him.
Yeah, I don't really remember him ever either. That's not. He was in Hair Today, Gone Tomorrow.
Hair Today, Gone
whatever that
Tomorrow.
episode. That episode was. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Dale encounters Khan's hooligan nephew who speaks practically no English. Dayglow jumpsuit with his hair slicked back, wears very dark glasses.
I do
drives a
remember
tricked
that.
out sports car.
Yeah. I remember what you're talking about now. Yeah. He was not in it. It's not like a super...
Because Dale trips out and he thinks that the kid is like a space alien or something.
Yeah, he's not a super
Yeah.
memorable character. And that is it for this Susanusaphones.
Yeah, that was the
we have
entire
covered, We've covered a
family.
buttload of minor characters.
And you know what's crazy? We still haven't made it all the way through yet. We've got the Fontaine Dautrives.
That's true.
There's
We
a
do
few
have
of those.
that,
Not a whole lot of those.
Fontaine.
But the episode that they have where you talk about them, there's a lot of you get a lot of lore for the Dautrive family in that episode.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so that's a
Well, you
good
get a lot of
minor
lore
character.
that you've never had too. I mean, it's a whole new side of Bill that you didn't even know about.
Yeah, a lot of like you the
Yeah.
whole because of course all Bill is to most people is just a depressed drunk, but
He's an army barber?
A depressed drunk army barber, well past his prime to
Loves
be
food.
to be barbering in the army.
He can also turn on his ceiling fan and his microwave at the same time with the same switch.
Yeah, he's got that going for him.
All right, that is it for this one, guys.
That's it.
December 23rd is in the books. We want to thank all of you for being here. If
we
you're on
appreciate it.
live, thanks so much. Sorry you have to see us. I need to take care of one thing as far as housekeeping, and then we'll tell them where they can find us.
Alrighty.
January 20th through the 22nd, we are having RogueCon 23 here in Waco, Texas. It is a creators convention. Just found out the other day we have a big YouTuber coming in that we're actually putting up in a hotel, bringing them in, the whole thing. So it's a big deal. We're going to be doing it at 6 locations across downtown Waco. There will be live podcast shows. There will be demonstrations. I think there might be some wrestling. We got a guy handling snakes. We got maybe some goats being let loose. We've got some demos, some panels, live music everywhere. We got all kinds of stuff. It is a 3-day thing. If you want to come Friday and Sunday, you can. Those are $10 a piece. If you want to come Saturday, it's $10. If you want to come all 3 days, $20. $20 for 6 locations all day long.
Oh, that's a deal.
I mean, that's a hell of a deal.
Yeah,
right?
it is a deal for a weekend of activities,
It is.
especially in a city that once had nothing going on.
There'll be a bunch of prizes given
Yeah.
away on Sunday. So basically, when you go to see one of these events, you'll get some tickets. You bring those tickets back on Sunday. We put them in the big raffle, and we give away a bunch of prizes. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you need tickets, go to RogueCon23. That is RogueCon23.com. You can get your tickets there, and you can see as we update who's going to be in town and who's going to be a part of this. You'll see it in real time. I know we're going to do a live show there.
Yep.
And we've been talking about also doing maybe a art installation.
Yes.
Yeah, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And it's not even
definitely.
really King of the Hill themed. It's just like old technology art installation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be
Just some-
fun.
Just some TVs wired up.
Yeah,
playing some
it'll be
stuff
cool.
on.
It'll be cool. All right, so Rusty, tell them where they can find us.
You can find us at Linktree at BWAAAKOTH.
Is that LINK.tree?
linktr.ee/BWAAAKOTH, and that will have all the links you need to find everything you need for Bois KOTH. And as usual,
We're-
Tanya.
Slowly, before you do that, we're
Oh.
slowly but surely uploading those YouTube
Oh yeah,
episodes
YouTube
also.
stuff. Yeah. I've been slowly in getting them. I'm gonna have all of season 1 up before January 1st. I have a lot of
Oh,
it already
wow, that's cool.
uploaded. I just haven't released it yet.
Yeah.
I've been slowly getting it up.
We had a automatic system that was putting some stuff up on the Rogue Media channel too, and we
Yeah,
stopped that because we don't want it to confuse anybody.
Yeah,
but,
we didn't want to get anybody.
but there are
confused.
some episodes there if you wanted to go and take a look there. So
Yeah,
Rogue
there's some
Media
stuff
Network,
there too. Yeah.
RogueMediaNetwork.com. So that's it for us. December 23rd, 2022. See you later.
Wimatanye.
Wimatanya.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.